YouTube! Welcome to the Daily Fantasy Perspective, our weekly show, Andrew and BJ and I, where we break down this week's Fanduel slate. We're entering week 8 of the NFL season. And how are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing good.
Good, man.
Doing
good.
These smaller slates are rough if you don't have those, core couple guys. You're gonna have a hard time cashing. So I don't expect to do as well in those slates unless you're really mixing up the revenue. But as always, let's be transparent. How much we put in, how much we go out. I guess I'll start today. I only put in 5 lineups this last week. I had $25 in and cashed out 18. I didn't have a bad week. But yeah, just not high scoring lineups at all. What about you guys?
I was in for $55, a little bit lower of a cash amount this week. Small slate. I ended up cashing out with $32.
That's so weird, dude. I had 55 in too, and I think I cashed out 38. I think it was $38, but I had 55 in too.
Yeah, and I think we probably should have disclosed before the small slates. Don't burn your bankroll on small slates. It's not worth it. It's the same thing with fantasy basketball. It just turns out that you need that one player to actually make your lineup good, and kind of can waste some money if you don't have that.
Is he frozen on your screen?
Yeah, he's here.
Can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, we can.
No, you kind of glitched, Luke.
Oh, okay. It says my internet connection's unstable. That's sweet. All right.
Hacker.
I got a hacker. But let's get into this week's fantasy football. And let's get over to the over-unders. I'll go through it real quick. Miami Buffalo, 48.5. Carolina Atlanta, 47. Pittsburgh Cleveland, 42. Cincinnati New York Jets, 43. Tennessee Indiana, 50.5. Philly Detroit, 48. San Francisco Chicago, 39.5. LA Rams Houston, 47.5. Jacksonville Seattle, 44. Patriots Chargers, 49. Tampa New Orleans, 50. And Washington Denver, 44. So this week we have one game in the 50s again. One game in the 50s. Couple close to 50s. 2 games in the 50s, excuse me. But let's get into this week's slate. And as always, we give you our plays of the week at each position. Then we throw some darts. So, Andrew, start us off this week. What QB is your play of the week?
My quarterback of the week is Josh Allen. Bills are coming off a bye. He just got paid a ton of money. Very easy matchup. I look for them to put up a ton of points on Miami. What is that team total there? 31.2 is their implied team total. Mm-hmm. I like for him to just go out and demolish Miami. He always does it. He plays well against Miami. I love that matchup at home.
Gotcha. BJ, who's your play of the week?
Man, I was looking. I got 2, but if I got to just roll with one, man, I would have to go with Justin Herbert. I'm just watching New England's. I don't know why. I just really think New England's secondary is rough. I don't know why. I mean, they're not. I thought they were going to be a lot better in the secondary, but I mean, watching Dallas torch them with Dak, and then they played with the Jets last week. I mean, they demolished them. But I mean, Corey Davis still found the end zone. But you got Justin Herbert, a young stud, man. I think that he torches their defense. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I say he throws for over 300.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm terrified of Justin Herbert against the Patriots. Not freaking doing it. Not doing it.
He's not picking him.
Not picking it. Bleep that out. Anyway, not doing that. Sorry about that, guys. I let one slip. But anyway, we're moving on.
I love the enthusiasm.
Yep, not doing it. He burned me last year, boys, and I'm mad about it. So my play of the week is going to surprise you guys. I kind of talked about it on my fantasy starts and sits, and I just can't get away with it. I got to go to Sam Darnold against Atlanta. He got benched last week, which means he is going to be low owned, and he has the ideal matchup against the Falcons, who just look rough against everybody. DJ Moore's going to find the end zone. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you one of my touchdown calls of the week. And Sam Darnold is going to light these guys up. He's going to look more like this 19, 19, 25, 33 Sam Darnold compared to this 9, 16, 3.
Yeah, it's a good get right game for
very,
Sam.
very good. And what other darts we throwing, Andrew?
I love Tom Brady. He is Mr. Consistent this year. It almost seems like he throws 3 touchdowns. Even if they're up big, he's still throwing the ball. I don't understand what they're doing there in Tampa, but they just let him go crazy. So I like Tom Brady. I like Matthew Stafford again this week. Back to the well with Matt Stafford. I like Joe Burrow against the Jets this week too. Pair him up with Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. He's been consistent here lately too. My dart throw is probably Matt Ryan. I will be picking him in a couple lineups as well against Carolina. I like the over-under in that game. A lot of touchdowns. I like pairing him up with Calvin Ridley in a couple lineups.
Gotcha. What about you, BJ?
Yeah, man. That was going to be my set guy. I was talking about Sam Darnold. I mean, looking at it, I watched your show the other night, but I mean, you can't deny Atlanta's defense, man. They get torched. I mean, I think Sam Darnold does have a snapback game. I agree with you on the DJ Moore pick too. A couple more, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's QB2 right now, I think, in the whole entire fantasy. So, I mean, he's 20 every game. If you look, he's put up 20 fantasy points every single game. So throw a dart at him. I know this is crazy, but Jared Goff, man, I think that Philly-Detroit game is going to be very high scoring. I think it might be the highest scoring game on the slate. I know it's 48 over-under, but I think that both teams are just primed to score. Detroit seems to keep up with every team they play. They could be almost undefeated besides one blowout, I think. Game is a high-paced game, high-scoring game. So I think cheap-wise, Jared Goff would be just a punt play, just like a, throw a dart out there. Another one I really like is I like Trevor Lawrence against Seattle. Seems like quarterbacks do pretty well. I mean, Jameis didn't really do that well because they don't really have any receivers, but I think Trevor Lawrence finds the end zone on his feet and he throws maybe 2 touchdowns against Seattle.
That's not a bad pick. He might run one in too.
Yeah, I really think that.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I like your picks. It's hard for me to overpass. I love Trevor Lawrence pick. That's a very sneaky pick. I love Joey Burrow and I love Jalen Hurts. I love those picks, and this I might throw some money at this weekend, boys. I'm kind of feeling this matchup.
Though, man, those little slates, it's just if you don't have one person, you're screwed out of the money.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. So enough player pool this week that we can win some money. Moving on. BJ, give me your running back, play of the week. That one guy that you're going to be putting in your lineups.
Yeah, man. Looking, it's got to be DeAndre Swift, man. DeAndre Swift or Damian Harris, both those guys, but I'm gonna go with DeAndre Swift. Last week I cashed out a lot because I just had a feeling he was gonna have a good game, so I put him in a lot, and I think he was top 2 running backs points-wise.
Really good last week.
Yeah, and I put him in about 4 or 5 of them, almost all. Well, yeah, more than half of them, and he dominated. I think he does more of the same this week. I mean, he's got 10 targets. That's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, Jared Goff loves the target. He's a stud, man. I think you can find him done running and catching this week.
A crazy stat about DeAndre Swift I've been reading about in the fantasy football world is he would be an RB top 8 running back if he didn't have a single run on the season. That's insane.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah. So he's getting those targets. That's not going to go away. Like you said, high scoring is going to be in there a lot. Love that play. Andrew, what's your play of the week?
My play of the week is.
Oh, can you guys hear me? What is going on?
Like to. So, and it
seems like you cut out. Give me your play of the week again. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Play of the week is James Robinson.
Okay.
Jaguars have been leaning on the run a lot more here lately. And both Seahawks and Jacksonville Jaguars like to run the ball, it seems like. So I look for James Robinson to torch the Seahawks just like most other teams do.
I like that. And mine's BJ's second pick. I love Damian Harris this week. Another sleeper start. Look at the statistics. Chargers get killed on the ground. As long as the Patriots can keep this close, I think Damian Harris should be able to punch this in a couple times and continue his hot touchdown streak. He's on a tear, man. He's on a little tear. And they keep feeding him the rocks. I'd like to see his targets get up, but good play this week and not too badly priced. Go ahead and give me a couple dart throws in the running back room, Andrew.
BJ mentioned DeAndre Swift. That's my number 2 running back this week. He is the Lions' offense. Everything runs through DeAndre Swift. He consistently produces. The dude's a beast. For a little contrary play, I'll pick Alvin Kamara. I know it's against the Bucs, but the way you beat the Bucs is you have to pass, and he is a very good pass catcher out of the backfield. So I look to sneak him in a couple lineups. Henderson will probably be chalk just because of his price. He's pretty fair priced, and but I'll be throwing a couple darts at him too, even though I think most people will have him in their lineup. And Kenneth Gainwell at 5,900 is my last pick here. Cheap pass catching running back. We don't know what that backfield's going to be looking like here.
Sanders didn't practice today.
Yeah, so it looks like Sanders is going to be sitting. I definitely going to be throwing him in a lot of lineups.
Like that. What about you, BJ?
Yeah, man, I agree with Andy. Jonathan Taylor, just the way the Colts have been playing, and they've actually, we've said this for the last couple of weeks. We didn't understand why they weren't using him as much, and now they are. And look at the results.
They're winning.
They're winning. I love him this week. I think I like him the rest of the year. James Robinson, love him too. Nick Chubb, man. I know Dearness or whatever people think, but if he's back, we paid him money. The Browns are going to use Nick Chubb. He's going to pound the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
He's going to get some catches this week.
Yeah, he'll get some targets without Kareem Hunt. And hell, last year he looked awesome, man. He looked awesome in pass catching.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I really like that I don't know if he'll be low owned or not, but I love Joe Mixon, man. I love Joe Mixon this week. The Jets are not that great on the ground, and Damian Harris really proved that last week. And Joe Mixon he's been looking great. He found the end zone last week. I think he finds it again this week, maybe twice, who knows. But, little and then another little play, like Andy said, Kenneth Gainwell for sure. I agree with that 100%.
Yep, I really like Kenneth Gainwell this week. Detroit's running. I mean, put him in your lineup. Too cheap. You can fit him in a lot of lineups. I really, really, really like Cordell Patterson too. I don't know if you guys paid attention last week, but Mike Davis literally only touched the ball 2 times, and Cordell was in the rest. It's Cordell's job now, and he's sitting at 7,300. You can't play him at wide receiver spot anymore. They took that off, but he gets the catches. I mean, let's bring up his stats real quick. 5 targets, 2 receptions, 14 carries, touchdown. I mean, he produces. His floor is 13, 14 points, and that's pretty crazy for 7,300. All right.
Eli Mitchell, you guys want to throw him in any?
Yeah, if his price is right. How much does he cost?
I think he's 58.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair price. I think Chicago's defense is pretty good against the run, but if Trey Lance starts, I really like Eli Mitchell because they have to account for Trey Lance too. All right. Anybody else you guys want to quickly touch on before we move on?
I think that covers it.
One more thing, Khalil Herbert looks like a good pick to me. He gets a lot of pass work as well. They're going against the Bears, who have a good defense, or he's going against San Francisco, who have a good defense up front, but little screen passes seems to be their kryptonite, and I can see Khalil Herbert going off as well. But let's get to our wide receiver plays of the week. BJ, who is your wide receiver play of the week?
Yeah, man, looking down here, there's a lot of good ones this week. Like I said, I'm gonna go with Mike Williams this week, man. I think he's gonna be my play this week. I think Justin Herbert. I think you can play both him and Keenan Allen. I was kind of torn on which one he's going to lean to, but I could really see Keenan Allen being the one getting locked up the most this week, and Mike Williams finding breaking away because he's had those games where he's down and then a game where he's up. So it's kind of one of those roller coasters this year with him. So I think he finds the end zone. Like I said, Justin Herbert, I feel like he's going to throw over 300 yards this week. I think Mike Williams finds a lot of those yards.
Gotcha. Andrew, what is your play of the week?
It's a bit of a risky play, but I think it's pretty high reward for the price. If you see Stephon Diggs there, he's priced at 7,300. I know he's probably going to be matched up against Xavier Howard, but it is Stephon Diggs, target hog, their main target, and I just think that is, I don't understand that price point. I don't know if it's because of the matchup or what, but you can fit him in just about any lineup for that price.
I mean, look at that. I mean, he scored 20 points last game. That doesn't make any sense.
I know, but like I said, it could be matchup. But I love Stephon Diggs this week.
My favorite pick is my touchdown call of the week. I love DJ Moore this week. They just have no one that's going to be able to guard him. I'm expecting Sam Darnold and DJ Moore to get back on track. 15 to 25 points for DJ Moore this week. I mean, lock it in. He's a target hog every week. He gets 10, 13, 7, 12, 12, 11, 8 targets. Targets are going to equal touchdown opportunities. He hasn't found the touchdown in the last 3 games. He is due. He's due.
Absolutely.
Some other darts I'm really liking this week going through this. I really, really like Chris Godwin. Antonio Brown's out. Lattimore's going to be locked up on Mike Evans, which is going to cause Tom Brady to go opposite of Lattimore, and Chris Godwin is going to feast. I really, really like, as much as I hate it, I like Chase Claypool because I've seen what he does to the Browns secondary, and they're going to score, and I just think he's going to be the recipient of at least 1 touchdown. And going down here to a cheaper option, I'll probably go back to the Russell Gage train. I think that he kind of found his own last week, and Carolina's going to be focused on stopping Ridley, stopping Pitts, and Russell Gage can find the end zone. Is there any darts you guys are going to be throwing?
Go ahead, BJ.
Yeah, man. Jamar Chase, he's going to continue more of the same this week. I could see him having over 100 this year. I don't know about a touchdown, but, the Jets, they're god-awful. They're one of the worst football teams I've ever seen. When you get 53 on your head by a rookie, you need to hang it up.
Yeah, I agree.
But Cooper Kupp, man, last week, I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's insane. He literally might be the best receiver in the NFL right now. He's insane.
He's having the best fantasy season of all time so far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's insane. It's ridiculous. Like every week you think he's going to shut off, and then 12, look at that, 12. I mean, that's 10 plus targets in
every game.
Every game.
Five receptions or more every game. I mean, that's unreal. Like you said, Paul, I love DJ Moore. Love him. Another one that I think is going to be like low owned, it's going to be overlooked, is Johnson, man. Deontay. I mean, he's a target hog for Ben, man. And just with those targets alone, he can get you 20 even without a touchdown, it seems. Mm-hmm. And I think a little punt play I'm going to do is Emmanuel Sanders too, man.
I like
Stephon Diggs a lot this week because his price, but I also like Emmanuel Sanders. It seems like Josh Allen's loving him this year.
I like that. What about you, Andy? Any little darts you're throwing other than the people we've said so far?
I like Deebo Samuel for 7,800. Target hog. Let's check out his targets. Yeah, I mean, he's consistent. 10, 13, 11.
Scores touchdowns too. Gets the good opportunities.
I love A.J. Brown for 7,600. Seemed he got back on track last week.
Back on track, baby.
I look for that to continue. He got the Chipotle through the system. He's looking good.
Chipotle, he did say that to me.
I love Calvin Ridley for 7,000 this week.
It's a crazy price.
Pair him up with Matt Ryan. Mm-hmm. He's getting back on track. Traquan Smith for 5,500 is a extreme dart throw I'm going to be tossing out there. Him and Jameis Winston got in a little fight there on the sidelines. I think they get things worked out, and he might even find the end zone this week. Who knows?
Yeah, I like that. Usually when you have chaos like that, someone gets rewarded the week after. Someone we haven't mentioned that I think is going to be in a lot of my lineups. Jerry Jeudy comes back this week for 6,000 against the Washington football team secondary. Let's see what Jerry Jeudy did in one half of football. 7 targets, 6 receptions, 72 yards. One half.
That's insane.
Looking good, man. I think that's great value that might be overlooked by a lot of people.
Worst passing defense.
Worst passing defense. You're right. I love your guys' picks. Let's go to the tight end position, and I'm going to surprise you guys this week. I think it's someone that I haven't really picked throughout this year that much, and I'm going to the Hawkinson train, and I'm actually going to go Hawkinson Swift stacks a lot because I think I'm with you, BJ. I think they're going to score a lot of points, and he's kind of been down the last couple of weeks, which hopefully scares some people away. But I just think they are going to throw the ball a lot, and Hawkinson and Swift and Raymond are going to be the recipients of some catches.
Hey, they might even win the game.
They might. It's going to be a good game. It really is. And who's your tight end play of the week, BJ?
Yeah, man, I'm looking down here. Ricky Seals-Jones, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but look at his targets. That's crazy for a tight end. And it's ever since Logan Thomas went down or whatever. I mean, you're getting 9 targets for a tight end, 7 targets, 6 targets every week. I mean, he's going to – obviously, what's his name loves him to death. So, I mean, he's going to get more of the same as long as Logan – and it says he was a full participant in practice this week, so that's another good sign.
Yeah,
so
Logan Thomas isn't playing. I saw.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to throw him in a bunch of lineups, I think.
Good. What about you, Andrew?
I'm going to take the opposite tight end or the opposite of the Buffalo game there, and I'm going to pick Mike Gesicki from the Dolphins. He's pretty much like a wide receiver playing tight end. The dude produces. Tua likes to throw him the ball. He might find the end zone as well. Who knows?
I like that. Good touchdowns. Good receptions. These guys get red zone opportunities, man. That's the thing about the tight end. Got to pick the one that's going to score a touchdown. I'm also going to probably throw Noah Fant into a lineup against the Washington football team defense. And Hunter Henry's kind of been on a mini tear as well. And scored a touchdown in the last 4 games, Hunter Henry.
That's big.
Mm-hmm. Not really getting the targets, but scoring the touchdowns. So let's move on to our favorite defense of the week. Just give me one defense that you really, really like. BJ, start us off.
Yeah, man, I know this is very low price down here, but it just seems like they're heating up, man. I had high expectations for this defense before the season started, and that's Indiana, man. The Colts. Tennessee has been looking good on offense and stuff, I guess, but I mean, if you look, their fantasy points they've been putting up, actually that's the Detroit Lions. They look the exact same.
11 and
15. But 10, anything over 10 for a defense is really good, is what you really want. So heating up, you got 15, you got 11, against that San Francisco. I mean, their offense was supposed to be dynamic and great, and even with the touchdown scored them and stuff, they still put up over 10. But I think they put up over 10 this week again.
Okay. What about you, Andrew?
Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense this week.
Yep.
Against New Orleans.
Yep, and I'm kind of riding this Tampa train as well, man.
Winston will throw a pick.
Mm-hmm. It is a Jameis Winston revenge game. What do you guys think about that?
That is interesting.
That never really crossed my mind, but I just think
last week we didn't talk about it. We kept just saying Stafford revenge game is a freaking golf revenge game. We didn't even care.
Yeah,
nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I think Tampa Bay's a sneaky play. Anybody playing the Bears is a good play in my opinion. So the 49ers is a good play because the Bears offensive line is complete trash.
Horrible.
Jacksonville versus Seattle and Geno Smith's not a real bad play either for a super, super cheap team.
I have them wrote down too.
Mm-hmm. It's just
500.
There's some good value this week, but I think consensus, obviously Rams versus Houston. I don't like that as much this week with Tyrod coming back. But Cincinnati versus the Jets, I absolutely love. Gets
Smash
the backup QB. But before we get going, we got to recap our previous touchdown calls of the week. Each week, we give 2 players that we think is going to score a touchdown here on the Daily Fantasy Perspective. Last week, Andrew picked.
I picked Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith, and I bust on both of them. Horrible picks.
Not horrible. I mean, you've had a great year. BJ, you picked?
Yeah, man, I got Corey Davis and Derrick Henry. And
Corey scored and Derrick threw.
Corey scored. Derrick threw a touchdown.
Yep, I'd count that.
I knew that was going to happen. So
I actually count that. Count that. 2 touchdowns for BJ. And I picked Josh Jacobs, who scored, and I believe I picked Robert Woods, who did not score. Yeah, it is what it is. 1 for 2. We'll take it. But before we get going this week, I say we lock in 2 of our plays of the week were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. So let's go ahead and lock those in for our lineup of the week. And who you guys thinking about the QB? Who's the consensus who we agreed on the most through this QB?
I do like Sam Darnold.
I do. Sam Darnold lineup?
But Andy likes the opposite. But what do you feel, Andy?
No, I don't hate that. I'm in on Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So let's go ahead and lock in DJ Moore.
Up top, though.
Yeah, sorry.
That's your
and DJ Moore's
touchdown.
One of my touchdown calls of the week. And let me go ahead and lock in my other touchdown call of the week. And I'm going to go Mr. Damian Harris right there for my 2 touchdown calls of the week. Go ahead. You guys give me your touchdown calls of the week, and hopefully we can fit this.
Go ahead, B.
Yeah, man. Give you a wide receiver here. I wasn't even ready for this. Honestly, I didn't even think about it. I need help.
Go ahead, B or Andrew.
Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
One of my touchdown calls is Kenneth Gainwell.
Oh, I love it.
And for my second pick is Kyle Pitts from the Atlanta Falcons.
Good.
Yeah, man, I'm going. I like Swift, DeAndre Swift, man, my running back. Wide receiver, I gotta go with Mike Williams, man. I don't know if we're gonna have enough money, but I love Mike Williams.
Look at that.
We still have another receiver to pick. Let's go down here.
Not
We'll
bad.
get an agreement on here.
Dude, you know who I was looking at? Well, it's a little bit too much. It might be a little bit too much. Brandon Ayuk, you got Debo, who's questionable.
He practiced today.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, screw that.
You guys want? We like. Someone said Traquan Smith.
Yeah, we can do Traquan. Andy.
I do like Traquan Smith this week.
Traquan.
We can do that.
Let's throw him in there, man. I'm cool with that. You cool with that?
Love it.
There you go. I like the lineup. It's looking unique, boys. It's looking real unique.
How much we leaving on the table?
200.
That's not bad.
So there's our lineup of the week. To recap our touchdown calls of the week, I have selected DJ Moore and Damian Harris. Andrew selected Kenneth Gainwell and Kyle Pitts, and BJ selected Mike Williams and DeAndre Swift. We're all in consensus agreement that Tampa's a good defense play this week. Sam Darnold's due for a great return, and Traquan Smith, sneaky play after him and Jameis butted heads on the sideline.
Looking good.
Boys, we got through this episode fairly fast today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides your little F1, but
Huh?
Besides your little slip up.
Yeah, a little slip up. Sorry about that. I tried not to slip up, but it happened. I got passionate. Justin Herbert scares me. He cost me a lot of money last year.
I think it was the same team, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Was it the same team?
It was against the Patriots. That's why I'm having flashbacks.
Yeah, it's my turn this year, bub.
Yeah, I'll throw one at it for sure, but oh my gosh. I think this is a very, very good slate. Have you guys been diving into this NBA Fanduel at all?
I haven't personally.
Yeah, I have, man. I cashed $18 last night, but I haven't been throwing in a lot, just like 2-3 lineups, just something. It's just a lot harder this year on that stuff because the way they do it now. So it's very hard.
So this year in the NBA Fanduel world, they made all the players have multiple positions, so you can play them in different positions, which makes it super, super difficult because some people will play 4 point guards, and you'll be like, "What? How'd they get that lineup?" And people are scoring 450 points nightly. It's just, it's ridiculous, man. It is super, super hard. But as always,
there's Joel Embiid.
I saw that. I was dying laughing. He's really looking different.
What in the world?
Ben Simmons screwed him up.
Joel Embiid for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's back. Well, here's Professor Eggman. Hold on, show you guys.
That's him. Yeah.
There he is. The beard.
Oh my gosh.
Mouth in there. All right. You guys have anything else that you guys want to say to the daily fantasy perspective audience?
Yeah,
We're good, man. I'm going to
Jim-
Buckeyes game Saturday. It'll be a
Nice.
good time.
I'll beat you there. I'm not going to the game, but I will be in Columbus.
Meet up at Canes.
Yes, sir. We'll have a
Is,
good time. Can't wait.
Is Jim going to be on with us next week?
I talked to Jim about it yesterday. He said he was down. Maybe we meet up, just do a little meet and greet talk, maybe like a 15, 20-minute video.
Yeah.
And then we
Awesome.
still do our daily shows, but we'll just have a little extra show next week. Just a
We'll dive into the betting. He can dive into Fanduel.
little storytelling. How about that?
That sounds like fun.
Yep. So stay tuned for that next week. Also, after next week, we have the half-year update with Ren, Jimmy, T-Scar, and Nick, where we talk about Cincinnati, killing it this year, Cleveland, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Pittsburgh and Browns have a matchup head-to-head this week. Be interesting to talk about. And, we'll give you some updates on, as from a fan perspective, how we think our teams are and what the future's looking like. So tune into that as well. As always, we'll be doing our weekly DFS show, our weekly betting show, which is on fire right now. Jim Stroker is literally on fire with his picks. He's been 6-0
Man.
2 of the last 3 weeks, and he went 4-2 the week before for a total of 16-2 in the last 3 weeks. Pay attention to those.
Crazy.
If
That's crazy.
If you're betting on
Yeah.
games, you need to take his advice because he is one of the best sports bettors I know. I'll obviously be doing sleeper starts, sleeper sits next week. So we're going to have a busy week. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. I hope you guys have a great night. I think Andrew and I are about to go to the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Heck yeah.
Nice. BJ?
Really good game. Really
maybe-
good game
Maybe a
on
little
tonight.
Fortnite later.
Maybe I'm going over to Bunners, but I'll be back and watch the football game over there, and then I'll be back.
Sounds good. You all have a good night. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do like the video. Drop your questions below. As always, this is our perspective. Peace.
See you guys.